one of the hard things that I had to do was I had no idea how to change a diaper. I had to learn that all by myself. At the point of time, I was just focused on how do I keep this baby alive.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you,
Hi.
Adnan.
Hi, I'm Syainda.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Vanessa, what's your name?
Syainda.
I'm Alyssa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Like, how old are you this year?
I'm 22 this year.
Oh, so I'm 1 year younger.
Okay. How, you're 21?
Yeah, 21 this year.
So, like, how old were you when you found out that you were pregnant?
I was 17 years old when I found out I was pregnant. I was still in school, so yeah.
17, so you were in poly.
Yeah.
Do you still remember the moment when you found out?
Yes, I remember. I was in my roommate's bathroom. I was already living alone by the time I found out I was pregnant. And then I took the test and I called her in and I was just telling her like, and then we just look at it at the same time and we were just freaking out.
How did you tell your parents that you were expecting?
So I did that first with my stepfather and he broke down crying. He actually blamed himself. He said that if he stayed for the family or like if he had been a better father, and I don't know how to feel because I've never seen him vulnerable. This is like an Asian dad crying and it was just like a rare sight, and even though we're not blood related, he's always out there looking for me all the time. So when I broke the news to my mom, that was ugly. That was my biological parents literally talk about stoning someone, like the old religious texts about stoning someone to death, and they were like saying about, you're living in sin, and they were forcing me to marry this guy. And at that point of time, I knew this guy was abusive, and I knew for a fact that this marriage will never work out. But I went along anyway because it got really ugly to a point where they threatened my stepfather's work, his job, and I didn't want him to suffer. So I got married at 17. Even though I was married, I was basically a single mom because I was doing things on my own financially. I was the main caregiver for my daughter as well. So everything was just on me.
How did you manage to find the courage to leave your toxic marriage?
I've always had that want, and it was just more of like the right time. And I wasn't 21 back then, so a lot of the laws were not on my side, especially it's like I couldn't rent a place. I would have to live in a shelter if I didn't get married and all that. So the minute that I turned 21, I just did it. I filed for divorce, and then there's no looking back.
Has the thought of abortion ever crossed your mind?
When I found out it was positive, I was like, I wanted her. And I've also had friends who choose the other option, and I don't judge them for it. It's like whatever works best for your life. But for me, it's like at that point of time, I was going through so much things, and I thought like life wasn't worth it yet. So when I saw that line, I had something else to live for.
How was the 9 months like from the day you found out all the way?
The whole 9 months was not easy. I still continued school. So I went to school pregnant. I remember they had to actually put me in a separate room because I was already due for birth. And I still had to take exams.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I went to school with my big ass belly, and then I was working 6 jobs. So freelance, and then I also did telecom. And I was taking up a lot of odd jobs basically just to kind of make ends meet. The whole motivating factor for it was I want my daughter to be proud of me. Oh my God, that's my mom. My mom did that.
My mom did,
yeah. And if I can do that, she can do better. That kind of thing. I want my daughter to be able to feel like that.
What was the hardest part about being a mom at 17, when you were so young?
At the point of time, I was just focused on how do I keep this baby alive. I check on her every single hour, and I was just, I feel like I suck. I'm failing all the time. It's like sleepless nights regardless whether I was feeding her or not, because even when I'm not feeding her, I'm like checking on her, like, are you still breathing? And maybe that's like mom anxiety or something, like a new mom's anxiety. I wasn't really focused on my tiredness. I was just trying to be a mom. Yeah.
For me, like I was raised by a single parent as well. And growing up, seeing my mother raise all of us by herself, it was already a lot for someone who was in her mid 40s. I cannot imagine what it's like for someone in their late teens.
I don't know how I dealt with it, because at 17, all I did was I kept myself busy. And that's actually bad if you kind of look at it, because I didn't give myself space to feel. I did eventually feel burned out after that, and it was kind of ugly. And
I do remember asking my mom the same thing. And she was also like, I don't know how I did this.
yeah. And I think as moms, it's like when you have a baby, you just have this sense of courage. I mean, not all moms are perfect, I understand that, but it's like they do everything for their baby.
I have a rush of feelings right now.
I know, I
Yeah,
also
I'm just like, because I kind of saw all of this in real time happen. When I was about 9 years old, I actually saw my mom have a stroke, and it was from all the stress of managing like my family together. How were you able to, I think, eventually make room for love for yourself?
So when you say make room for love, it's always about loving yourself. And then when your daughter sees that in you, she'll do it for herself. There was one time I had this conversation with my best friend. I was worried that, why she grows up and she ends up like me, and she said, why is that a bad thing? I don't really know how to like answer this, because if I were to say like, oh, I don't want her to end up like me, it's like shaming myself as well. For me, it's like I always tell myself that my love is bigger than my fears, and that's where you find courage, and that's how your daughter is gonna have also. So, I mean, I understand you're also a single mom and you're doing everything on your own. Do you wish like you had more help, like someone to like let you have a break?
I do have like that thing, but then like when you take a break, then you think about your child. So in the end, like I had to go back with my child.
So, mom guilt.
Yeah, kind of mom guilt, you know.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, personally, it's like I've been through the whole mom guilt thing. You should like don't care about mom guilt.
I think I should.
I mean, I know it's really hard, but you need to put yourself first, because it's like you'll go crazy and you don't want to lose yourself while you're
Yeah.
taking care of your kids, right? Then what do you do to make you happy?
What I do, cook, bake. Yeah.
You love to cook.
Yes.
I love to cook.
Oh.
Yes. What was your like dreams and aspirations before you became a mom?
F&B. I was actually working under F&B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I love like in that sector. You get to meet people, so you get to cook. Maybe one day, make it as a F&B like home business.
Yeah,
Then like
that's
another
nice.
thing will be like maybe social work.
Social work. Okay. Do you not have enough crazy in your life? Maybe. I was like, that's the last thing ever. After I became a mom, it's like, no.
I do feel like also the stereotype of single teen mom, I feel like people tend to categorize these sort of people as very, very promiscuous, very careless. Have you ever had these sort of encounters before?
Oh, all the time. I'm telling you, like when I was single, I had guys telling me like, "Oh, you're just good to, you're just, you're just
Yeah.
good to, yeah, you're just good for a night." They were like saying, "Oh, you're at the bottom of the chain. You're literally a single teen Malay mom," and they're like saying, "No one's gonna ever marry you." But it's like everyone has a different starting line, and single moms might be at the back because everyone else is like at the front, and it's not a race. It's just a journey. So I really don't care about what they want to say, about whether I'm promiscuous or not. It's like, as long as I continue to improve myself, I continue to help the people around me. And the people who also has gone through the same thing as me, I did my part.
What's your daughter's name?
My daughter's name is Amelia. Yeah, she's 4 years old.
So, like, was she what got you through like the toughest days, like even up till now?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I mean, I love my baby, but sometimes they are the reason for your tougher days. but yeah, the thing that got me through is like this may sound like so self-absorbed, but it was me. It's like you prioritize your mental health, take a break, and then you're back. Yeah. So it's like she is my main motivation and drive, but like day to day, when it gets hard, it's like you need time to kind of relax and take your mind off and
Like have alone time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, after everything that you went through with like Amelia, do you still want more kids?
I eventually did find love. I met my husband now. He is like, he has to be the best of the best. Because I'm traumatized, so my expectation is always there. He exceeded all of it, and he's like Shrek. Do you watch Shrek?
Yeah, I
so
love
daddy.
Shrek. Okay, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Like, okay, he's grumpy as hell, but he's really like...
You came to the right person.
I know. Like, looks-wise, he's...
Wait, what? He looks like Shrek?
No.
Oh.
Looks-wise, he's a 10,
Oh.
but like his personality is Shrek, okay? And yeah, he's been very supportive. I was emotional, and he was always trying to be present and there for me all the time. Yeah. And he's not afraid to change diapers. I mean, I know, again, bare minimum. But he's really putting himself out there.
Wow, he's really like putting in a lot of effort.
Yeah, so I have another son now. He's 4 months old. His name's Michael. And Amelia has been a very protective sister. Like, literally would smack you if you take her brother away.
So cute.
I don't know about the cute part, but yeah. She will like literally look at you up, down, just to, yeah. Like, are you worthy of my brother?
Ooh.
Yeah, she's very protective like that.
Was there any difficulty in introducing her to like your new partner at the beginning?
Usually she don't like people, but when I first like introduced my then boyfriend to her now husband, she immediately warmed up.
Green flag.
Yeah, when she was around him, she was just, I don't know, she feels very safe to just be herself. I mean, it was on her own initiative to call her papa. Yeah, after we started dating a few months.
Currently, my dad is trying to talk to me. He's not been in my life for about 15 years. So, he'll occasionally send me messages asking me how I am, but I normally ignore them. Would you want your daughter to maintain a relationship with her birth father?
That for now, when she's too young to make a decision for herself, I would step in and tell her not now. Definitely, I do not want her to maintain a relationship with her until she's old enough and I'm confident that she can make good decisions on her own. If the father still wants to kind of have that relationship with her, he's got to learn how to love that girl.
Yeah.
Because you left that little girl. So now you have to wait until she's old enough for her to be able to stand up on her own and make her own choices. Again, it's my daughter's choice. I wouldn't want to impose that on her, but at least for this age, it's like I need to make the right choices for her. Yeah. So, what's your daughter's name?
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. It's a nice name. It's like a princess name.
I even gave the middle name like Jade
Oh.
because she's precious as a gem.
So cute.
Yeah.
What's the best part of being a mom?
Best part being with
Oh, yeah.
my mom, being with her, seeing her growth. Just yesterday, like the teacher just called me up for parents-teacher meeting, and she was like telling me, Roosevelt, she's very loving and caring. Her friend fall down, she just hugged. So it's like I felt very, very happy with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel the most happiest when you're with your kid?
Yes, most of the time. It's like
I can understand.
it's happy and then stress and then happy.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing that I really love to do with her is just listening to her talk, and I just love to see how her tiny brain just works. You know, it's just like the different phases of their growth. It's just like every part of it is great. It's like they grow up so fast. It's like 1 month later you have a whole new different kid, and you just have to fall in love with that kid all over again. So I'm just enjoying every version of them that they're becoming for now.
Are you happy now?
Definitely. I mean, I've been through hell and back, and I've always been happy. It was just like how you look at it, I guess. I find happiness within myself, and I hope my kids will do that for themselves as well. Hello! Hi! Oh, she's so cute! Hello! Oh my god, so cute. This is the cutest age ever.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Strangers Meet. And if you'd like to see more, comment down below. Bye!
Shrek. You see, I have been that traumatized that I look at Shrek as a
I mean, he loves Fiona, so like,
yeah, like
so
obsessed.
like, you know.
Yeah. So basically that kind of level. Yeah, sorry.